Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, Kwahala, Yahweh Bashim, Yahushua Bashim, Pakwadash. Double honest to that apostles of Great Millstone. And Shalom to the Akim out there on the highways and byways, noise in this word abroad, all around the world through the spirit and power of our Lord Yahweh Bashim, Yahushua. So I want to talk about, this title is going to be having a juggernaut spirit, you know. For being in this truth, you have to have such of a spirit, a strong spirit as a juggernaut, because there's many avenues or many ways, the scriptures talk about, there's a straight path, that there's on one side there's fire and on the other side there's water, and you got to walk that thin line straight. And in order to really do that, and in order to really have the strength or have the ability to do that, you have to have a spirit as such as a juggernaut. You have to have a very strong spirit, due to due to the temptations in this world, and that we have to conquer it, because the thing with a juggernaut is, what a juggernaut does is that he'll take your strength and combine it with his strength, and what happens is it makes him stronger. He becomes even stronger than what he was before. Likewise, being in this truth, all the hell, all the hardships, all the trials and tribulations that you go through being in this truth. What it does is it's supposed to make you hard. It's supposed to make you stronger. From each tribulation that you conquer, you become stronger, So let's say if you lose a job or something like that, you know what I mean, and you're able to get through that, you become even stronger than what you were before. Let's say you go through another tribulation, you know, you get through that, you conquer that, and you become even more stronger than what you was before. For every trial and tribulation, you become even stronger. It makes you stronger. And that's having the spirit of a juggernaut. And the only way to obtain or having that juggernaut spirit is the trials and tribulations that you endure being in this truth, which makes you stronger, which strengthens your faith. That's how your faith is tested. That's how your faith is truly tested, when you go through these trials and tribulations being in this truth. And that's how you obtain a spirit of a juggernaut that makes you harder, dude. The trials and tribulations that you go through, How would you know a warrior? How would you know a strong warrior? How would you know if a man been in war? A man that been through war because of the battles because of the scar that he produces from that war. From the scars and from the burns or whatever he had to go through from being in that war. Likewise, being in this truth, like as our Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua said, the servant isn't greater than the master. Because if the master went through those trials and tribulations and took in those scars and beatings, likewise his men, So it's essential that we have to go through that and that we have to endure it. But I just want to read this definition of this juggernaut right here. It says, a massive intangible force, campaign, movement, or object that can crush whatever is in its path. Advertising juggernaut or political juggernaut, So, pretty much whatever Just like being in this truth, if you have that spirit of a juggernaut, whatever is in your path, you're gonna go through and you're gonna conquer. It's not gonna bring you down. It's not gonna shake you. It's not gonna wave you. Whatever you go through in this truth will just only make you stronger. You know, just like that old saying, "What doesn't kill you makes you stronger." Well, likewise, being in this truth, whatever you go through, whatever you conquer in this truth, if it doesn't kill you, it's just only gonna make you stronger. You know, it's just only just gonna make you stronger. You know. So let me just read that get that precept real quick. I'm gonna start off with the book of Ecclesiasticus. So this is the book of Sirach, chapter 2, verse 1, and it reads, "My son, if thou comest to serve the Lord, prepare thyself in temptation, set that heart upright and constantly endure." Set thy heart upright and constantly endure, and make not haste in the time of trouble. Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou may be increased at thy last end. That thy may be increased at thy last end. What does that mean? You get stronger. For each tribulation or each trial that you go through, and you conquer it, will just only make you stronger and make you that much harder. For that great, for the ultimate test, which is the hour of temptation, you know, which we all know what the hour of temptation is, It's when Esau will come down and drop that hammer, where he declares martial law, where he's when he's hemming brothers up, locking brothers up, you know, tempting us with that chip, saying, it's either you take the chip or die. So these trials and these tribulations that we're partaking in and that we're enduring, that this is what's leading us up for that hour of temptation, that we may resist the devil in that day and hour, through the spirit and power of our Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. It says, verse 4, "Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient while thou is changed to a low state." So, whatever comes upon you, you got to take it cheerfully. And you got to be patient when you're changed to a lower state, when you're being reduced to a low state. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. Because at the end of the day, how would you know that you're the real deal? How would you know if gold is the real deal? You got to test it, you know? And how is gold tested? Gold is tested when you melt it down in the fire, you know? When you melt it down in the fire, and that's how you test it. to see if it's the real deal. Likewise, a brother that likewise a brother in this truth. How would you know if a is the real deal? How would you know if a brother is real or not? He has to be tested in the furnace of adversity. Where his faith is tested to the point of breaking, you know? Because at the end of the day, a lot of brothers, their faith hasn't been really tested like that. They haven't really been tested to a degree where, that, it it breaks, it gives them to the point of them just breaking. Likewise, that adversity or that trials or tribulation, that's what's gonna test you to see if you actually the real deal. You know, because it's either two ways in this truth. It's either your is either your solid gold, silver, or precious stones, or you're just wood, hay, and stubble. Because, like the scripture says, once you test the gold, what happens to the gold? It just purifies. It don't break down. It doesn't. The fire doesn't consume it. You know, it just purifies it. You know. But if you, on the other hand, if you're wood, hay, and stubble, and you go through that fire or that adversity, what happens is that fire will consume you. That fire will consume that wood, hay, and stubble. You know, just like a lot of brothers, that once came into this truth. Once they were tested with the furnace of adversity. That adversity, ended up consuming them till the point that they just fell out of the truth, that they didn't want to do the work of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai anymore. But, if you have a brother and that brother's being shaken and he's still standing and he's still pushing on, chances are that brother, he's of the elect because he's standing, because that fire is not consuming him. That fire is just only purifying them and just making them even stronger. That's how he's able to withstand in the furnace of at adversity, Salakia. Well, let me get another precept here in the book of Second Timothy's chapter 2 verse 3, and it reads. Actually, let me start at 1. 2 Timothy's chapter 2 verse 1, and it reads, "Thou therefore, my son, be strong in the grace that Yahushai is in Yahushai, and the things that thou have heard among many witnesses, the same committeth thou to faithful men, and who shall be able to teach others also." And it reads, "Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahushai. No man that warreth entangle himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him whom chosen him to be a soldier." Because like I said, how would you know that a soldier has been in battle? How would you know that a soldier has been in war? Through the scars that he has on his body. So likewise, the true men of the Lord, they're gonna have to just go through that. They're gonna have to just go through that furnace of adversity, because that's how faithful men are tested, truly tested in this truth. Like Job. How was Job approved? From Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, because of he kept his integrity. He was once on top of the world, with the substance and the things he had. But once the Most High, the Lord Yahweh allowed Satan to take it all from him and to take everything from him that he had, you know, and he kept his integrity and kept his faith in Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. That's what made him approved, because he was able to endure and he was able to outlast the furnace at adversity that he was put under, that he was tried, That's how Yahweh Bashem Yahushai tests those that are truly his. He puts them through the furnace at adversity, because, realistically, we want the real thing. We want something that's real and tangible. We don't want nothing that's fake and phony, And how do you test it? You put it through the fire, That's how you know whether or not it's real or not, Likewise, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, he's gonna put his men through the furnace of adversity, So with that, I want to give all praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Rakwakadash, the blonde state apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to the Yakim out there on the highways and byways.